What makes a woman truly attractive? It's not always what you wear, how perfect your makeup is, or how closely you fit society's beauty standards. Real, undeniable attractiveness runs deeper. It's in your energy, your presence, your quiet confidence. It's the way people turn their heads when you walk into a room without trying. It's the impression you leave behind without saying a word. And more often than not, it's not something you even notice about yourself, because it's so natural, so effortless, that it doesn't feel like something special. But the world notices. People around you respond to it, speak differently, act differently, and remember you long after you're gone. This kind of beauty is rare. It doesn't scream for attention, yet it pulls people in. It doesn't beg to be praised, but it earns admiration and envy alike. Some will compliment you openly, others will compete with you silently, and many won't even understand why they feel drawn to you. They just do. That's what makes highly attractive women stand out. It's not about being perfect. It's about being magnetic, a soft kind of power. The kind that doesn't rely on filters or approval, but radiates from within. Often, these women don't chase validation. They don't need to. Their confidence isn't loud, but it's felt. It shows in the way they walk, the way they smile, the way they listen. People want to be near them, talk to them, impress them, even strangers. Their beauty doesn't just live on the surface. It lives in their presence, in the moments they create without realizing it. You might be one of these women without knowing it. You might wonder why people stare, why women both admire and challenge you, why you leave a room and somehow stay on people's minds. These are not random signs. They're reflections of your natural allure, your ability to draw attention without asking for it, to inspire emotion without effort. In this list of signs, we explore the subtle but powerful clues that you are a highly attractive woman. These aren't based on shallow compliments or temporary trends. These are deeper truths, noticed in the way people act around you, speak to you, remember you, and respond to your presence. If you find yourself relating to many of them, chances are your beauty is the kind that can't be measured. It can only be felt. And that, more than anything, is what makes you unforgettable. 1. People stare at you even when you're not looking. So when people stare at you even when you're not looking, it often means there's something about your presence that naturally draws attention. This isn't always about wearing fancy clothes or putting on makeup. In fact, the kind of attractiveness that makes others look at you subconsciously goes deeper than surface-level beauty. It's about your aura, your confidence, and the way you carry yourself. When you walk into a room, you might not even realize how many eyes turn your way, but they do. Some might try to do it discreetly, pretending to be busy on their phones or glancing from the side, while others stare more openly, unable to look away. This kind of attention isn't always loud. It's quiet and powerful. It might happen in a coffee shop, at a bus stop, or when you're simply walking down the street. You'll notice it in the way conversations pause as you enter, or how someone seems distracted while you're nearby. Sometimes you catch someone staring just as they quickly look away, pretending they weren't looking at all. That moment of awkwardness reveals what their eyes already said before their minds could hide it. You might not notice it every time, but people around you do. Friends may mention it, telling you someone was staring while you were busy with something else. It's not just about looks, it's about energy. Attractive women have a presence that fills the space around them. They don't need to speak loudly or act differently. Just being themselves creates an impact. Sometimes it's the way you smile, or the calm way you sit, or even your eye contact when you finally look up. You don't force attention, it just finds you. This kind of staring can come from admiration, curiosity, or even envy. Some people look because they're inspired by you, others because they're trying to figure you out. It might feel strange, especially if you're modest or unaware of your own impact. But when people stare without you trying to be noticed, it's often a strong sign that you're naturally attractive. It means your beauty isn't just seen, it's felt. It lingers in people's minds long after you're gone, even if you never say a word. 2. Strangers often find reasons to talk to you. When strangers often find reasons to talk to you, it's usually not a coincidence. It's a sign that something about you feels inviting, magnetic, and approachable. You may be standing in a line or walking through a store, and someone suddenly makes a comment about the weather, asks for directions, or compliments something small like your bag or earrings. These little conversations aren't always about the topic itself. They're usually about you. People are finding excuses to start a connection because they're drawn to your presence. Attractive women often create a sense of warmth without even trying. Maybe it's the way you smile politely, the calm way you carry yourself, or the softness in your expression that makes others feel safe opening up. Strangers don't always know why they want to talk to you, but they do. There's something nonverbal, an energy or charm, that makes you feel approachable without effort. Even shy people might surprise themselves by breaking the silence just to say something, anything, to you. Men may use random questions to start a conversation, even if the topic doesn't make much sense. They might comment on your perfume, your shoes, or the book in your hand. Women, too, may approach you for advice, compliments, or just friendly chatter. You might not realize it, but your vibe tells people you're kind, engaging, and safe to interact with. This doesn't always happen because of how you look. Sometimes it's about confidence, poise, or just the quiet beauty of being fully present. You may not be trying to get noticed, but people notice you anyway. And because of that, they create moments to speak with you. Some conversations may feel random, but the real reason is almost always the same. They just want to be close to you, even if only for a moment. When it happens over and over, with people from all walks of life, it's a clear sign you have something rare, something that doesn't need to be explained. You attract others without chasing attention. You create a quiet pull that brings people in, even when they don't understand why. And that's one of the clearest signs of true, effortless attractiveness. 3. You get compliments, even from other women. When you get compliments even from other women, it's one of the strongest signs that your attractiveness goes beyond surface beauty. Women don't usually hand out compliments casually, especially to strangers or those they feel might outshine them. So when women, especially those who don't know you, go out of their way to praise something about you, it means you stand out in a powerful and positive way. These compliments can come in many forms. It might be about your hair, your outfit, your skin, your energy, or just the way you carry yourself. A woman might stop you and say, "I love your dress," or "Your skin is glowing," or "You have such a peaceful vibe." Sometimes it's said with admiration, and sometimes with a tone of curiosity, almost like they're trying to figure out what it is that makes you so magnetic. But regardless of how it's delivered, the compliment comes because they notice something special. What makes this even more meaningful is that women are often more observant and detailed in their compliments. They don't just say, "You look nice." They'll say why you look nice. That means they've paid attention. They've taken a moment to notice you and appreciate something about your appearance or energy. When you consistently get that kind of attention from women, it shows that your beauty or charm isn't just something men are drawn to. It's something women recognize and respect too. And it's not always about competition. Some women genuinely admire other women who carry themselves with grace, confidence, and uniqueness. When they see someone who embodies that, they often can't help but acknowledge it. You may hear things like, "You're so elegant," or "You have such a cool vibe." And often, these compliments are said without any jealousy, just genuine appreciation. When compliments come from people who have no reason to flatter you, especially women who understand the effort and detail that goes into presentation and presence. It means your attractiveness is real, undeniable, and respected. You leave an impression that lingers, not just because of how you look, but because of who you are and how you show up in the world. 4. Men act nervous or overly confident around you. When men act nervous or overly confident around you, it's often a strong indicator that they find you highly attractive, even if they never say it directly. Attraction doesn't always come out in smooth words or confident gestures. Sometimes it shows up in awkward silences, fumbled sentences, or sudden bursts of boldness. When a woman has a powerful presence or beauty that captures attention, many men react instinctively, and often without much control. Some men get visibly nervous. You might notice them stumbling over their words, fidgeting with their hands, avoiding direct eye contact, or laughing a little too hard at simple things you say. This nervous energy isn't because they're afraid of you, it's because they're caught off guard by your impact. Your presence triggers something emotional, and their brain scrambles to catch up. They don't want to mess up, and that pressure makes them awkward. You may not even be doing anything, just standing there, being yourself, but their body language reveals the truth. On the other side, some men react by becoming overly confident. These are the ones who suddenly stand a little taller, speak louder, or try to impress you with jokes, stories, or status. They may try to seem cool or collected, but beneath it, there's often the same feeling. They've noticed you, and now they want you to notice them. This boldness is sometimes exaggerated because they're trying to hide how strongly they feel about your presence. Even when it looks like confidence, it's still rooted in the fact that they find you captivating. Both reactions, nervousness and overconfidence, come from the same place. Your attractiveness has disrupted their usual behavior. You've made an impression just by being there. You might not even realize the effect you have, but it becomes obvious in how differently people act around you. Whether they become shy or loud, serious or silly, men often don't know how to stay neutral when they're near someone they find deeply attractive. And that's the key. Your beauty isn't just noticed. It changes the energy in the room. It makes people adjust their behavior. That's not something you can fake or force. It's natural, and it shows that your presence alone can shift someone's mood, mind, or heartbeat. 5. You're underestimated until you walk in. You're underestimated until you walk in. That's one of the clearest signs that your attractiveness isn't just about appearance, but about presence. Often highly attractive women don't need to announce themselves or wear loud attention-grabbing outfits. They walk into a space quietly, yet everything shifts the moment they arrive. People may assume you're just another person from afar, or underestimate you based on what they expect before meeting you. But once you're physically in the room, everything changes. It's not just about how you look, it's how you hold yourself. It's your energy, your posture, the quiet confidence in your expression, the grace in how you move. Without saying a word, you command attention. People who might have ignored you at first glance suddenly become curious. They look again, and this time they notice. There's something about you that doesn't fully come across in photos or assumptions. It only comes alive in person, and once they feel it, they can't ignore it. Sometimes this effect shows up in professional environments. You might walk into a meeting where no one expects much from you, but the moment you speak or simply sit down with composure, you're taken seriously. In social settings, others may overlook you at first, until they see how others are drawn to you, how effortlessly people want to be near you, or how your laugh seems to brighten the entire room. That's when the shift happens. You were underestimated, but not for long. This is the kind of attractiveness that doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It surprises people. It teaches them that beauty isn't always obvious until it's experienced. It lives in real time, in real moments, and it can't be captured or predicted by first impressions. It's rare, And it's unforgettable. Being underestimated and then quickly admired is not just a compliment to your beauty, it's a compliment to your mystery, your grace, and your impact. It means you carry a kind of magnetism that reveals itself slowly, then all at once. And that's more powerful than anything surface level. That's a sign of true, lasting attractiveness. 6. You're remembered long after you've left. You're remembered long after you've left. That's not something ordinary people inspire. When your presence lingers in someone's mind well after you've walked away, it's a sign that you left more than just a visual impression. You stirred something emotional, something meaningful, even if the moment was brief. Attractive women who carry this kind of impact don't always realize it. You may have only spoken a few words, or maybe you didn't speak at all. Yet people think about you later. They remember the way you looked at them, the tone of your voice, the way your laugh felt genuine, or how you simply existed with ease and confidence. You made them feel something, and that's not easily forgotten. They may replay the conversation in their mind, wondering why it meant so much. They may describe you to others, even if they don't know your name. This kind of memory sticks because you're not just beautiful, you're rare. You made someone pause in a world that rarely stops. You made them feel seen, noticed, or even inspired. And whether it was a moment at a cafe, a few minutes at a party, or a passing interaction in a hallway, your energy stayed with them. Long after the moment passed, they still wonder about you. That's not common. That's presence. Even friends or acquaintances who meet you briefly may bring you up weeks later. She was so elegant. I don't know what it was. There was just something about her. That something can't always be described. It's not always your hair or your outfit. It's deeper. It's your vibe, your quiet strength, your mystery. It's how you made them feel. And in a world full of distractions, being remembered like that is rare. True attractiveness isn't about being loud, flashy, or constantly seen. It's about being unforgettable, even in silence. You don't have to try to make a mark. You are the mark. And when people carry your memory with them, without knowing why or how, it's proof that your beauty runs far deeper than appearance. You leave a trace that time doesn't easily erase. 7. Other women either admire you or compete with you. When other women either admire you or compete with you, it's a powerful sign that your attractiveness is real and deeply felt. Women are often very intuitive when it comes to noticing beauty, confidence, or presence in others. They can sense when another woman stands out, and their reactions usually fall into two strong categories: admiration or competition. Admiration shows up in the way some women compliment you without hesitation. They may stare for a moment before saying something kind or supportive. They'll ask where you got your outfit, praise your skin, your hair, or even your energy. These women are confident enough in themselves to recognize beauty in others without feeling threatened. They admire you not just because you're attractive, but because you carry it well, with grace, ease, and authenticity. They might even want to be around you more, hoping some of that energy rubs off. To them, you're inspiring. On the other hand, competition is a very different energy. Some women might seem distant, overly critical, or strangely cold without any real reason. You may feel judged or noticed in a way that doesn't feel supportive. This doesn't always come from malice. It's often insecurity. Your beauty or presence can unintentionally trigger comparison. They may feel threatened or unsettled by how naturally you attract attention or how confidently you carry yourself. Even if you've done nothing to provoke it, the mere fact that you exist the way you do can cause silent rivalry. Both reactions, admiration and competition, reveal the same truth. You are not someone people can ignore. You stir something in others, even if you don't intend to. Women either want to celebrate you or try to measure up to you. That's not your fault. It's simply the effect of having a rare combination of beauty, energy, and presence. You don't need to seek validation from either group. Just know that when women respond to you so strongly, whether with praise or resistance, it means your attractiveness is undeniable. It's the kind that can't be hidden or silenced. It speaks before you do, and it leaves an impression that others feel deeply, even if they don't fully understand why.